Let's go. Okay, that's progress. That's progress. Fingers crossed for you guys.
Realst info stealing malware targets macOS cryptocurrency users. Biltolas. A new Mac malware named Realst is being used in a massive campaign targeting
Yeah, that makes
Apple
sense.
computers, with some of its latest variants including support for macOS 14 Sonoma, which is still in development. The malware, first discovered by security researcher Deadlies, is distributed to both Windows and macOS users in the form of fake blockchain games using names such as Brawl Earth, Wild World, Dawnland, Destruction, Evolution, Pearl, Olymp of Reptiles, and Saint Legend.
Fake blockchain.
These games are promoted on social media.
Yeah, they definitely do ads, right? Using direct messages to share access codes required to download the fake game client from the associated website. I've had somebody reach out to me trying to get me to play their blockchain game. It looked legit and they wanted me to play it on stream. I'm like, no.
Access codes
I'm like,
allow
no,
the
fuck
threat
you.
actors to vet those they wish to target and avoid security researchers who want to reveal malicious behavior. In reality, the game installers infect devices with information-stealing malware, such as Redline Stealer on Windows and Realst on macOS. This malware will steal data from the victim's web browsers and cryptocurrency wallet apps and send them back to the threat actors.
Yeah, Redline's popular.
One of the fake games installing Realst source, emdeadlies.gitbook.io.
That looks pretty convincing, right, guys? It looks pretty convincing. Look, Olymp of reptiles. Don't you want to be a reptile wearing a pickelhaube? Oh, it's not even a pickelhaube. Never mind. I'm seeing what I want to see. I'm seeing what I want to see. Redline Stealer, bro, you could get it for like less than 200 bucks. You could get it for like 200 bucks a pop. 150, 200, depends on which marketplace you're on. Depends on which marketplace you're on. Yo, I love that emote. What the fuck? I love that emote. That's great.
Certinelloni analyzed 59 Mako samples of the Realst malware found by Deadlies, focusing on its macOS versions, and found several distinct differences. This allowed the researchers to identify 16 variants of the macOS malware, a sign of active and rapid development. The Realst Mac malware. When downloading the fake game from the threat actor's site, they will be offered either Windows or macOS malware, depending on their OS. The Windows malware is typically Redline Stealer, but sometimes other malware like Raccoon Stealer and Async
We've seen lots of variants of
For
async.
Mac users, the sites will distribute the Realst info stealing malware, which targets Mac devices as PKG installers or DMG disk files containing the malicious Mako files, but no real games or other decoy software. Files in the downloaded archive, Certinelloni, the game.py file is a cross-platform Firefox and Fostealer and installer.py is Chainbreaker, an open-source macOS keychain database password, keys, and certificates extractor. Certinelloni found that some samples are co-designed using valid, now revoked, Apple developer IDs, or ad hoc signatures, to bypass detection from security tools. The variants. All 16 distinct Realst variants analyzed by Certinelloni are fairly similar in form and function, although they utilize different API call sets.
Sentinel-1 became Italian. There's Sentinelloni now.
In all cases, the malware targets Firefox, Chrome, Opera, Brave, Vivaldi, and the Telegram app, but none of the analyzed Realst samples target Safari. Most variants attempt to grab the user's password via OzaScript and AppleScript spoofing and perform rudimentary checking that the host device is not a virtual machine via Systel NHW.model, explains Certinelloni in the report.
Syscontrol, yeah. So they're checking the hardware to make sure they're not running in a VM.
Collected data is dropped in a folder simply named Data, which may appear in one of several locations depending on the version of the malware, in the user's home folder, in the working directory of the malware, or in a folder named after the parent game. The 16 distinct variants are categorized into 4 main families based on their traits, namely A, B, C, and D. Family A, which is the most samples in circulation, uses AppleScript spoofing to trick the victim into typing their admin password on a dialog box. Code to generate password stealing dialog, Certinelloni.
Okay, check this out. So I've told you guys before that it is possible to pop up, these things that look like legitimate Mac OS updates, right? They look like updates, they look like logins, they look like please unlock your keyring, and these pop up, and they look legit, and people fall for them all the time. I've seen so many people in my work environment fall for them. Pretty convincing.
Family B is similar to A and also uses password spoofing, but divides the relevant strings into smaller units to evade simple static detection. Family C also has a reference to chainbreaker within the binary itself, which allows it to extract data from the system's keychain database. Chainbreaker reference in the Family C binary. Finally, Family D uses the terminal window to prompt the victim to enter their password, which is used to dump saved credentials stored in keychain. Installing PyCryptodome. In some cases, Family D leverages the acquired password to gain admin privileges on the system and install the Python cryptography library PyCryptodome, which is also used to dump credentials from the keychain. Roughly 30% of the samples from families A, B, and D contain strings that target the upcoming Recos 14 Sonoma. Sonoma references in the code. The presence of those strings shows that the malware authors are already...
12, 13 Ventura, 14 Sonoma.
The presence of those strings shows that the malware authors are already preparing for Apple's forthcoming desktop OS release, ensuring that Realst will be compatible and working as expected. macOS users are advised to be cautious with blockchain games, as those distributing Realst use Discord channels and verified Twitter accounts to create a false image of legitimacy. Furthermore, as these games specifically target cryptocurrency users, the main goal is likely to steal crypto wallets and the funds within them, leading to costly attacks.
Steal much money. Steal much money. Oops, here, let's do this. Pull that over. Realst. First things first, I'm the realist. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. Realst malware is being used to, here we'll say, a phishing or spear phishing campaign is targeting Mac users with a new malware called with new malware called Realst. They are... Oh, whoops. Save some characters. They use the lure of... Here, let's add another space. Fake blockchain games to trick users into installing the malicious software and provide their admin credentials. Whoops. Then they use the lure of fake blockchain games to trick the users into installing... Here, we'll just be lazy. Malware. Then the stealer. Whoops, why do we have another they here? Then the stealer pulls credentials from the browser. Hey, what's up, Crapper? Yes, guys, so I don't... Some of you probably saw the message in Discord. I'm probably not going to make it DEF CON. I ran the numbers. It's just, like, economically steep, you know what I mean? Like, I could do it. I could just do it myself and just say fuck it and, like, make poor financial decisions, but, I'm gonna try not to do that, you know? I'm gonna not do that. This guy was supposed to send me a text. You know, it's like, I could do that. I could spend, like, $1,000 on just a hotel room. But in this economy, I know, right? I want to go. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense right now. Next year, maybe. You know, next year when I get a company to foot the bill. Okay. Mm. Here we go.